Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're listening to this. This is Coffee with Kevin. Mm. Yum, yum, yum. This coffee's so good this morning. This is my coffee, and I am Kevin. Mindset Coach. I come to you each and every week on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern to just talk, rant, give you some good tips for what you might be dealing with. Here I am. And it's March 14th today. Yes, it's March 14th. What does today bring us? Oh my goodness. It's Albert Einstein's birthday. Albert Einstein, born in 1879. That was a little bit of time ago. We all know who Albert Einstein is. And it's his birthday today. Today is also a day with the cotton gin. The cotton gin was invented. I learned this in like third grade. Eli Whitney invented the cotton gin. I had no idea what the heck it was. It sounds like he invented a cocktail, a liquor of some sort. No, no, no. Cotton gin was a machine. By the way, he invented this. This was patented in 1794. We had patents back then. We just became a country in 1776. And shortly after, we had patents. And the cotton gin was a way to get the seeds out of the cotton, whereas they had to be picked manually in at the time, 1794. Um, they were being picked by slaves, and slaves actually had created the brushes, which was the main part of the invention of the cotton gin. So you just run the cotton through these things, and all the seeds would drop out a long time ago. But I do remember learning that in elementary school, and I had no idea what it was. Oh. Today was the day in 1950 that they had the very first most wanted list of the FBI, the top 10 most wanted. Today was the day that started 1950. I wasn't on the list. I wasn't born. I wasn't born. And the Zeppelin was patented. Another patent we have. The Zeppelin was patented in 1899. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Zeppelin, it's not Led Zeppelin. And for a lot of you, Led Zeppelin might not even ring a bell. It was a rock band of the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s. No, the Zeppelin was a huge, huge balloon that, for its time, traveled a lot of luxury and a lot of people in luxury, and it was a huge helium balloon. So that was patented by Ferdinand Graf von Zeppelin. So that's today in history. That's today in history. What today we're dealing with and was going to make history, maybe, probably, is the nor'easter we're having here in the Northeast. The nor'easter we're having here in the Northeast. For me, personally, where I am in Massachusetts, we've had all rain so far this morning. It's not that big of a deal. But there are parts of the Northeast that have already had a foot and a half of snow. A foot and a half of snow. Oh my goodness. By the time this is ended, we're supposed to have snow, and we're supposed to have anywhere from 8 to 10 inches of snow. So I'll be shoveling later today. So we're getting our first big nor'easter. We're supposed to have a nor'easter a few weeks ago. So nor'easter is another term. I always wondered: is it the wind coming uh, from the northeast, or is it going to the northeast? Guess what? It's neither. It's just a term for big storms with a lot of winds and floods. We can have nor'easters in the winter, which is what we're all used to. We can have nor'easters without snow. and lots of rain and lots of winds. It's just the kinds of storms or a term for the storms we have up here on the northeastern eastern coast of the United States. So that's a nor'easter. And I was thinking about this, and it comes in and it creates havoc. So not only does it drop a lot of snow or it drops a lot of rain, when it drops a lot of rain, there's a lot of floods. And it creates havoc on the coastal lines with coastal flooding and erosion. And it creates havoc with trees because there's gust of wind up to 50 miles an hour or more. Typically, and I'm hoping it's not going to be the case here, but typically tens of thousands of people lose electricity. So nor'easter is really a storm of havoc. We don't typically get hurricanes too much or the effects of hurricanes too much up here in the Northeast, like they would in Florida, where, they got a whole season. So we got a whole season for nor'easters where, we might not have hurricane winds, but we can have gust when we've had gust of almost 100 miles an hour in some nor'easters. So that causes a lot of problems. And I got to thinking, sometimes we have nor'easters in our lives, don't we? Sometimes we have some incidents or events in our lives that are like that just come through and leave a lot of havoc and leave us to clean up afterwards. Just like I have, just like I'll be shoveling and cleaning up after this nor'easter. Sometimes we get that in our lives. And it's not that, life is like that. Things go wrong, things go bad, and sometimes things go wrong for a whole season of our lives. And the only thing we can do is keep ourselves safe during the storm and then clean up the best we can after the storm. And the only thing we can do when it happens in our lives, and even if it's for a season of our lives, for weeks, months, years sometimes, is keep ourselves as safe as possible. Keep ourselves as safe as possible. And if that means getting help, that means, you know, uh, just, keeping your mind and your body safe, to however you have to do it, you do it. And clean up after those is typically picking up, as they say, picking up the pieces, getting yourself back together, getting yourself back on track, getting yourself to be able to do those things again. That's typically what it says. Hey, you know, I'm all about mindset. I'm all about creating that optimal mindset. And sometimes that you have to do that after the problems, is to get back on track. Sometimes you can't create that mindset during the problem. Sometimes you have no control during the problem. So after the problem, you get yourself back on track. So I wanted to say that we're streaming live, but we're not on Facebook again. This is our last week not on Facebook. We'll be back on Facebook Live next week. But I want to welcome Trovo. Any people listening from Trovo? That's our new channel where we're streaming on starting this week, and we'll be streaming every week, bringing some entertainment, some tips, some basically help for things that we deal with in life. And I also want to say today's March 14th, as I told you all the things about March 14th, but March 15th is a special day. It's my daughter Lori's birthday, so I'll say a happy birthday early to Lori. Happy birthday to Lori. So today, as I'm looking outside, maybe I'll give you a peek. Maybe don't know how to give you. Oh, I know how to peek. I'll give you a peek as to no. Here we go. You can see it's not snowy yet. It's not snowy yet. It's raining, a lot of rain. And the cool thing about this rain is it cleared up all of the snow. Isn't that funny? Here we are, we're going to get probably 1.5 feet of snow. Not 1.5 feet. Some places have already gotten that. Probably going to get almost 1 foot of snow where I am right now. But the rain that we had cleared up all the snow that was already out there from the last rainstorm a week or so ago. And isn't that strange? A storm coming in, and the first thing it does is clears up something from the last storm. It would be wonderful if our problems in our lives came in and cleared up all the rest of the problems we've already had before it gave us the new problems, giving us a chance. But unfortunately, life's not like that. Life is not like that. If a problem comes in, it usually piles up on the problems we've already had, making it even worse for us. How do we deal with that? How do we get through that? Well, first of all, the best way to get through that is looking forward instead of looking backwards and saying, oh my, all this has already happened to me. I can't believe this has happened to me still. And keep on going back in the past and letting that get you angry or letting that get you sad and depressed. First of all, no. First of all, you look forward to what you want to get, how you want to get through this, and what you want after this. Because that forward looking thoughts, that forward looking feeling will keep you grounded and get you through this, get you through it safely. Yes, you don't want to ignore what's happening in the moment. You have to deal with what's happening in the moment. But knowing that you will get through it, because we've gotten through everything in our lives till now, haven't we? If you're listening to this, I know that you've gotten through everything in your life to now. We tend to feel that this could be the worst things in our lives every time this happens to us. And sometimes it is, but it doesn't end our life. We get over it, we get through it, we get around it, and it brings us here. So here I am saying, I'm anticipating this nor'easter is going to drop a lot of snow where I am. I'm anticipating I'll be out there snow plowing or snow blowing and shoveling. I'm anticipating I'm going to get wet. I'm anticipating it's going to be hard work. I'm also anticipating that I'm going to sleep well tonight. It's gonna make me nice and naturally physically tired, and I'm going to sleep well. So I get to look forward. I get to look forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes, it's going to be a little bit waking up, getting, if we're going to drive anywhere, getting through the stuff, but it's not going to be, it'll be all over. It'll be all over. It's nice to be able to have an idea. And with the weather, though not always accurate here in the Northeast, most of the time, or a good deal of the time, it is. So I can look with the weather, I can look and see, okay, the next few days is, I'm not going to have any snow. It's not going to be too bad. I know what the temps are going to be like. I know what to expect. With our lives, we don't know that. All we can do is anticipate or expect that there will be good things for us. We will be able to get through. And that's how we got to look at it. Maybe we give ourselves our own weather forecast in our life, right? Maybe we say to ourselves, yes, tomorrow will be so much better than today. And I know because I'm going to make it that way. Maybe that's what we need to do. This has been Coffee with Kevin. And maybe, just maybe, I'd like you to not just expect a good day, but to make it a good day. Make your day a good day. Make your week a good week because it's in your power to do so. All right, until next time, I'm Kevin Martin with Center for Next Level Performance. You can catch us at cnlp.coaching, cnlpcoaching.com, and I will see you next Tuesday. Again, happy birthday, my baby girl.